Yay, more of this. I like this game. I'm glad that other people like this game. And I'm glad that Nintendo finally saw the potential in releasing a sequel to this game. Upcoming for the 3DS, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past 2 is coming out. And the trailer of it certainly shows that they got more interesting puzzle designs, most of which involve multiple floors. Which hopefully means that there won't be a recreation of the Ice Palace in it.
Oh god, we don't want to talk about that till I get there.
Yeah, you'll see that when we get there. Since Link to the Past 2, though, is apparently focusing a lot on, by the way, there's a secret there.
I know.
Focusing a lot on multiple floor deals. I'm wondering what else they got planned, because I know that you can go into the walls, and we find the Great Fairy, who is not horribly terrifying in this game.
And that's the first appearance of the Great Fairy, actually.
Yeah. And luckily she's not horribly terrifying like she is in the other one. By the way, when you see one of those little guys jump out of the grass, if you cut the grass directly below them, they'll give you some money. Kind of hard to time, though, without the Pegasus shoes. By the way, Kel, we might want to go and pick up the you-know-what.
Oh, yeah. I know code.
Alright, just saying.
I just wasn't sure if I could get it yet.
Yeah, all you need is bombs. By the way, that is an anti-fairy.
Oh, shoot. Wrong switch.
And you get rewarded with bombs. Anti-fairies steal your magic when they hit you, but they can be converted into fairies once you get a special item. And by the way, wondering what's in that chest? We'll show you right now, because we're going to go back and get it after we get the piece of heart. By the way, fun fact, you can actually pick up those fish.
Carry it back to the bottle salesman he gives you money for.
And a ton of other things. Although it's rather hard to make it back with the fish since, you know, you can't defend yourself.
Yeah.
And you get bombs. Anyway, there is a hidden item you can get now, which is actually very nice to get. Although it won't come in handy till much later. It gives you a random item. I thought it was always money, but I guess it's not. Where are you going?
Good point. Yeah, the water's just magically back.
I'm not gonna question how that works. It's just because of the screen limitations. I think there's another thing over here too, but I don't think you can beat it without the bow. Actually, I take that back. You can beat it if you're good with throwing bombs. Up there.
Yeah.
There's like a crack in the wall with a secret thief hideout. That place has a lot of money, but I'd recommend coming back later when you have the bow because it's easier. As I said, you can kill them with bombs, but it's really freaking hard. And by the way, those are choo-choos.
Thanks for the full magic upgrade, though.
Yeah, that was a bee. Yeah, and that's an octo balloon.
Yep, it's the only place you're ever going to see it.
Yeah, and it doesn't do anything. Unless you're playing the GBA version and you have these special lumberjack riddles. There's actually one solved by an octo balloon. They gave it a purpose. And I'm not going to ask why there's side crawlers here. Anyway, in this cave, gee, there's a lot of ice. Anyway, this is a fairy fountain. Now, there is a secret here, but you need the Pegasus boots to get in, and it doesn't do anything in this version. And yes, before anybody says, the SNES version spelled fairy in a different way. Anyway, later on, when you have the Pegasus boots, if you charge into that fairy statue, you'll encounter the legendary Good Bee, or Golden Bee as it is in the GBA version. The Good Bee is a very helpful companion once you catch it, because it'll attack enemies and it'll always come back to you. But it doesn't have a purpose in this one. In the GBA version, if you catch it, there's a shop in the Dark World version of Kakariko Village, which will sell them to you if you show them that you have one. So you don't have to keep coming back here every time you lose one. Anyway, you may have noticed this chest from earlier. Inside the chest is the legendary Ice Rod! And this is the only game that it appears in, sadly enough.
Yep. It's actually required, but...
They don't tell you that.
They drop you hints it's here, but...
They don't tell you that's required.
Yeah.
You can actually use it on the second boss to do a ton of damage to them, but it's really only required for the 7th boss in the Dark World. Who you'll see later on. Octoballoon. I don't get that enemy. It's so strange. It just blows up into 6 small balloons. And yeah, more choo-choos. And by the way, if you've played Wind Waker, all the choo-choos in this game are basically yellow choo-choos or blue choo-choos. If you attack them, they shock you. And by the way, those are Octoroks. And there's the place I mentioned, but we'll do that after. Don't need money right now, anyone. Unless, of course, you wanted to go and get the Zora Flippers now, but I don't really care about that until later.
Zora Flippers are blocked by,
Oh, yeah, you need the Power Glove.
Yep, need the Power Glove.
Never mind. Although you can go and get the magic powder stuff.
Yep.
Because that isn't blocked by anything. Oh, thanks! That was nice.
Well, the Grey Fairy was right there, so I really could have healed.
True, but hey. Anyway, as you've probably noticed, we're finally on our way to... Oh, there is another piece of art you can get, too. Remember? Go north. You gotta go north through the rocky area on your way to the magic shop, but then go across the bridge, and there's the grass that you can cut, I believe. Unless that's in the Dark World, it might be. Yeah, stupid Octoroks. I actually, for the longest time, never realized that those were Octoroks. Anyway, cross the bridge here, and then I believe there's a thing over here. Alright. Yeah, I think there's like a thing of cuttable grass in the corner of this area, yeah. I don't remember what's up here, but I think it's something good. It might just be a Great Fairy or a Fairy Fountain. Actually, yeah, it's a Fairy Fountain. Or a Great Fairy. That works too. I like how there's 2 Great Fairies, and then later on you find that there's the Greater Fairies who can give you special gifts, and yeah, the door locks for no reason. Okay, so that's all that was over here. There is a couple more secrets, but we can't access them yet. Oh, great. Anyway, now we can go north and get the special magic powder.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get the magic powder while I'm here.
Anyway, the magic powder can do a bunch of weird shit. Anyway, what you gotta do is you gotta talk to the witch while holding the magic mushroom. Now you can finally use it. Anyway, if you walk off the screen and then come back, they'll have the magic powder ready for you.
Oh, also you can buy potions here.
It's interesting to note that in the GBA version they changed the witch's sprite in there. It's actually Maple from the Portable games. Just a little cameo thing that they threw in. Which actually does make sense, because the Four Swords Link to the Past port was done by Capcom. And there's the magic powder. You get it for free. The magic powder uses your magic meter, naturally. And yeah, she'll give you a free sample of the red potion anytime you want. But I guess I'll show this off. Try using the magic powder on the choo-choos, because it does something really goofy. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, the magic powder can be used on a variety of different enemies. It doesn't really do anything unless you use it on an anti-fairy.
Well, it changes some enemies and other enemies, but...
Yeah, it doesn't really do very much, though.
It has its uses if you know what you're doing with it.
The best thing to use it on, though, is the anti-fairies, because if you use the magic powder on an anti-fairy, it turns them into regular fairies.
Yep.
Which you can then use to heal or catch. And it is required to get the double magic meter later on. Or, sorry, the halved magic meter, as it's called. You know, in here is the great fairy of the greatest fairy of greats. I like how we found 3 great fairies so far.
You know what the funny thing is? I think that's pretty much all the great fairies in the game.
No, there's some in the Dark World, too.
Well, I know there are some in the Dark World. I'm in the Light World.
I think there might be one more. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think there might be one more, too, but I'm not sure. And I just got healed and I immediately lost the heart I got back.
I don't think it matters. Being at full health in this game doesn't do anything unless you got the Master Sword.
And this is where the Elder has been hiding.
Yeah, and by the way, there's a familiar enemy here. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm just going to go on a limb and say he's Shalashaska, also called Revolver Ocelot.
Yes.
I really have no idea how to pronounce that, so I just pronounce it Shalashaska. Anyone?
Do I really want to find it?
Of course! And he will give you a magical artifact, which is really just a pair of boots. Anyway, you may notice the wall up here. Bombs, and we can get through it. Because demolition is one of Link's specialties. And you get 3 treasure chests, one which gives you more bombs, one that gives you money, and another one that gives you money. We get paid for blowing holes in your house. And yeah, here we have Armos.
Oh, why did I put a bomb there?
I don't know, it doesn't work until they're alive. Most of the Armoses are easy to just walk right past. So really, they're not a threat.
Take 4 shots with the sword, though, so they're kind of a pain if you... This one you kind of have to wake up, because he's right in the way.
Yeah, although they can be killed with 2 spin attacks, I believe. The spin attack has double the offense of a regular
and that
slash,
one's
so.
blocking the stairs, so...
And although you can just jump down.
Yeah, you can jump down.
But anyway, kill him and then we can proceed to the next part. And these ones, if you're fast enough, you can just run right past. But we got a guard in the way.
Yeah, but the guards are easier to kill than they are.
And then you got 2 in front of the door who you can just run right past if you're fast enough.
They won't wake up. You're not close enough.
Oh yeah. And now we get the first dungeon. With ominous music. And we got whatever the hell these things are. Tendrils of darkness. I don't know.
Since this is the first dungeon, this is pretty simple.
And we got a little gauntlet thing. Don't spend too much time in here, though, or they'll fire a giant blast, which you can't avoid. However, over here, you do get something kind of awesome.
I love the Light World dungeon music.
$100. Yeah, I like the Light World dungeon theme, too. It's very, very ominous.
But the Dark World one will become annoying.
Well, yeah, because you listen to it so often. The Light World one, though, you only get to listen to it 3 times. And it really does sound pretty cool. Anyway, I believe if you go right here, you can get the compass. But who the hell cares about the compass?
Yeah, I might as well get everything right.
I guess. I never really go for the compasses in most of the dungeons, though, because most of the time they're completely...
By the way, both switches open both doors, so it's...
And we get... I believe these are Stalfos. Well, they're regular Stalfos.
Yeah,
there are Stalfos Knights later.
Later you see the Stalfos Knights. They're much harder to kill than these guys. These guys like to be douches and jump into the corner.
There are 3 variations of Stalfos, actually. There's the regular ones that you just saw.
Actually, it appears that I can't get that from here.
There's the regular Stalfos, which you just saw. There's also Stalfos with pink heads that throw bones at you. And there's also Stalfos with green heads who throw their heads at you. And they're kind of annoying because their heads are kind of invincible.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, maybe this is the map. Yeah,
it is the map.
Okay. I thought it was the compass because it's completely out of the way. Most of the time in these games, the map is directly in your path and the compass is just sort of somewhere. Because hardly anybody ever uses the compass in 2D Zelda games because it doesn't do anything.
Well, it tells you which room the boss is in, but if you have any idea on how the map works, you could probably guess which room the boss is in.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though. In, like, the 3D Zelda games, the compass also shows the location of inventory items and stuff, with the treasure chests being marked on the map. But in this game, it's just, here's where the boss is. Same for the original Zelda, which is why most people skip the compass. And here we have, oh my god, ominous dead bodies, and Stalfos.
Best way to kill these guys is put pots at the corner.
Pots are ridiculously powerful in this game.
Well, no, at the end of the game, your weapons are stronger. It's just because we're at the beginning and we have the weakest variation of everything.
Yep. By the way,
That's the compass.
Yep. By the way, we are pretty much out of time, so in the next part, we will continue through the Eastern Palace. So we'll see you guys then.